Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told out of voice of radio, and today I am back with wonderful, brilliant, exciting, fantastic news, and that is that all the signs that we can see are telling us that there is going to be a reprint of Pokémon Card 151. Now, I told you the other day that our set is going to be Scarlet and Violet 151. I did a video the other day where I explained to you about any potential shortages in terms of stock, and I basically said, yeah, don't worry about it, mate, we're going to be fine. Because actually everything we can see about Scarlet and Violet 151, sure, there's going to be a couple of products that make sense that are going to be a little bit short in that they're going to sell out quickly because they're going to be super crazy popular, that makes sense. But generally speaking, that set as a whole, you're going to be able to find. That is not the case with Pokémon Card 151 in Japan at the moment. That is not the case at all. Because unfortunately, over in Japan, this came out, and it sold out. It sold out really quickly. And now it's very, very, very difficult to get hold of. It is massively overpriced. We'll have a look in a minute at exactly what it's selling for. But it's way more expensive than it should be. And it's just because it sells out, like, instantly. The second that it happens, that it goes on sale, it just goes away. Well, I can't share that much concrete information with you. However, I have had a chat with a lovely Primal Lugia, who's a very lovely person. And they started off sharing this tweet from Cartoon Knight that just said, 151 will be resold by the end of July. And the tweet says, apparently Pokemon Card 151 reprint confirmed, possibly happening next month in July. Now, this makes me very happy because I'm going to be in Japan at the very end of July, and I would love to pick up a box or two of this. I mean, I'd love to pick up 10, honestly, but I'd like to pick up a box or two at the very least. And don't get me wrong, right? And this is a nice little tip for any of you that are going to Japan for the World Championships. Do not expect to actually walk into a shop and find Pokemon Card 151 for sale for retail. That's not going to happen. But certainly, if you follow a bunch of Japanese shops on Twitter, etc., like I do, you'll probably see that they're having lotteries for people to actually go and buy them when they're restocked, and you might be able to enter some lotteries for these stores and win one of them and then go and buy it there. But don't actually expect to walk in and find them on the shop's shelves. That's a bit silly. But yeah, follow a bunch of shops, look out for lotteries, you might be lucky. But of course, that was a little bit like, oh, do I believe it? Well, then, the lovely Primal Lugia sent out a second tweet. Now I have confirmation from my source that says they have received news of a 151 resale in mid-July to mid-August. Well, great! I'm going to be in Japan until mid-August. I'm leaving like the day after the World Championships. I'm leaving on the 14th. That's mid-August, right? So again, hopefully I'll be able to pick some up, and this should be very relevant to a bunch of people watching, because I know a bunch of you are going to be going to the World Championships in Yokohama, and obviously if you're going there for Worlds, you might be trying to pick some up. But again, I cannot stress this enough, you're not going to go into shops and buy them. However, if you do wander into a shop in Japan and actually find these for sale, DM me immediately on here, and I will run to that store as fast as my little legs will carry me. But this is great news, and this is more proof, and none should be needed at this point, right? But this is more proof, if anyone needed, that Pokemon are really trying to make an effort to make these things available. Let's not forget that they're already doing made-to-order for Pokemon Card 151. Now, I'm not going to get this until long after I'm back from Japan, but I did go and order a box made to order on the Pokemon Center online a couple of weeks ago. And that's not an ideal situation for me. I don't want one box at some point in the next few months. I want to go and buy like 4 boxes now. But I don't have an opportunity to go and buy 4 boxes now. Pokemon did put it up on the website, 1 box made to order, and I think that was a wonderful idea. So even if I don't get any in Japan at all, I can at least get my 1 box and then buy a few singles to complete the set proper. And that's alright by me. That'll be good. Because we need the price of these kind of sets to come down. And I see a lot of ridiculous comments and people saying how Pokemon are failing and Pokemon need to do this and Pokemon need to do that. And I think the thing we need to remember about this set, look at things like the Charizard, look at things like the Mew. This is an absurdly popular set. That's the deal. This is a set which is bonkers popular. I mean, Pokemon cards generally in Japan are pretty ridiculously popular right now. But Pokemon Card 151, even compared to most, is stupid hyper popular. So, yeah, there's going to be an issue in terms of trying to find it. So Pokemon are doing everything that they can. The fact that they've done it made to order is phenomenal. The fact that his restock is coming is phenomenal. And again, I wish I had some better answers for you. I can't tell you everything. I can tell you that from everything I've heard from Primal Lugia, I am confident that this is happening. I can tell you that it's going to be much easier to get these boxes if you're in Japan than if you're not. And I can tell you that it's not going to be terribly easy either way. But I can also tell you that if Pokemon are doing a reprint for 151 and it sells out super quickly, there's probably going to be more reprints down the line. Like, bearing in mind, the Pokemon company is a profit-making company like the vast majority of companies, right? So what that means is that they want to make money by selling cards, and if they print more of these cards and can sell more of these cards, they want to sell you this stuff. They want to actually have these on the shelf so people can buy them and they can make money, because that's literally how their business works. Yeah? That's kind of the point here, ladies and gentlemen. That is kind of the point. So fingers crossed, I suppose. Fingers crossed. Because if we go and have a look on eBay, for instance, right now, it's a bit silly. It's just, yeah. It's not easy, ladies and gentlemen. It's not easy to pick up a box of this. I mean, here's 4 in a row, right? Here's 3 in a row. 182.75, 155, 158. All of which, incidentally, many of them have been sold. And you might be thinking, well, hang on a second. How is the 180 selling so much when the 150 and 160 aren't? They're not shrink wrapped. Now, the reason they're not shrink-wrapped is really simple. What happens is you basically go to shops and they take off the shrink wrap to try and stop people reselling. Because the deal is, once the shrink wrap is removed, in theory, the boxes could be tampered with. People don't trust them as much. You can't get as high a price. And you can see, like, there is literally like a $25, $30 premium just by virtue of having shrink wrap on. But that doesn't mean that people aren't buying them without the shrink wrap on. And we've seen lots of stories lately of boxes being repacked and boxes being empty. And look, I know Pokemon cards in Japan have got that tear strip now, which is awesome. But unfortunately, that hasn't actually stopped people. To put it simply, the way some people have explained it to me, you can still get in through the bottom of the box or somewhere else and repack it without breaking the tear strip, which sucks. But unfortunately, that's where we are. So if you are buying these random listings over on Japan, be a bit careful, would you, mate? Because actually there is every possibility that what you're buying has been tampered with. Now, certainly buying from eBay with buyer protection is a good thing. And, you know, buying from people who have lots of positive feedback and have sold a lot already is a good thing. But if they're not factory sealed, and sometimes even if they are, it is a little bit dodgy. Buying from random sellers is not the easy thing it used to be. But this is basically your choice. Like, seeing them on Facebook at the moment, people are selling them for like 160. It's not an ideal situation. And here's the thing, right? These boxes are 5,800 yen. Now, it's not easy to find them, admittedly. But if you were able to find them for 5,800 yen, that's $40. So these listings on eBay for unsealed boxes are 4 times retail. Although that's a little bit of a sneaky lie, because remember, you've got to get them shipped from Japan to the US, so it's not really 4 times retail because you've got to take the shipping into it. But still, yeah, this is awesome, ladies and gentlemen. The fact that we're getting a reprint is awesome. I sincerely wish I could give you more information and more details, and I'm sorry that I can't. But I'm so happy that there's a reprint coming and that it's while I'm in Japan. And there's a chance, ladies and gentlemen. I've got hope, and hope makes me happy. But now I want to hear from you guys. Are you excited about Pokemon Card 151, or are you just waiting for the English Scarlet and Violet 151? Have you picked any of this up? How much did you pay? Are you trying to pick some up? Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, all kinds of fun things. And of course, get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely Danger Morales, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and is a very lovely person, or at least very much seems to be. So thanks to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.